So my name is Ellen Kendall, and I'm going to talk about how iPads make a difference in the arts point of view. Next, you're going to hear the academic point of view. But first, I'm going to talk about the arts. And one main thing about the iPads is the benefit, definitely in the arts, because iPads give an opportunity to be creative and to be different, to learn different. And I think even iPads versus, a computer, and I know a lot of schools have like tablets and stuff, but iPads give you the advantage of all the different apps to be creative and express yourself in different ways that, you wouldn't even think were possible in a school. So first I'm going to talk about like the visual arts, the art class. And, the benefit of the iPad is that it has a camera on it and it has all the different apps. So say you want to paint a new picture. So you take a picture on your iPad and then you can go to the gridding app to grid it and change it and edit the picture. And you can edit it on Photoshop as well, which is also an app. And then you can paint it right from your iPad. No need to print the picture and grid it in yourself with the straight lines and the rulers. It does it for you, which is awesome, believe me. And then the last picture is a student artwork, and the iPad gives a platform for the student to share their artwork on Edmodo and with peers and social media so that your peers can help critique it before you turn it in, so you can almost perfect your art and get other opinions before you move forward. And then the other cool thing about the iPad is the language classes. Now I know typical language classes in like my freshman year, which was last year, we didn't have an iPad, and so what it was we would get vocabulary lists. We would read in the textbook, we would read stories, we would memorize vocab, we would take quizzes, putting the words down. Sometimes we would speak, and the iPad has flipped that upside down completely. I know I had a big struggle with speaking in Spanish. I still do, but I'm really improving. But, the iPad has given me the chance to really grow. Oh, sorry. Okay, so the iPad has given me a chance to grow in my language skills. The first thing that we do in like a Spanish class or a French class is we have an app called ClearRecord, which is a free app, and I know a lot of our assignments are speaking. You have to write something down, and then you speak it for homework at your house. You record yourself, and then you have to send that to your teacher. So daily, weekly, I'm practicing speaking my pronunciation and the actual use of my vocabulary. So it helps me remember it, and it also makes me excited to practice because I can listen to myself. I can hear what an improvement I'm making through the year instead of just like giving a presentation or maybe sometimes speaking. It gives me a chance to practice even more. And also, in language classes, we become really creative with our projects and our assignments. And on the right is 3 pictures, a screenshot of an app called KYSTE, which is like a comic book kind of thing, but it's animated. And what we did was we had to write a short story in Spanish, and then we got to narrate it and animate it and draw the pictures, and we got to present them as little movies, and it made me excited to practice what I had been learning, and it made me excited to move forward in my language speaking. This is just an example of like a recording assignment.
What are you saying? I'm going to play that again. Is that all right?
That's fine.
Bray estaba triste porque ella no tenía amigos. Un día mientras la bruja hacía un hechizo, vio una princesa que estaba caminando por el bosque con su novio. Enseguida, la bruja estaba celosa porque ella quería al príncipe, así que ella empujó un hechizo en el príncipe.
That was at the beginning of the year, so actually, listening to the ones newer, and it shows my growth. I wish I would have put another one in. But it's definitely, I've grown so much because I've practiced it so much, which is awesome.
Well, then you can keep track of how you've grown.
Exactly, yeah.
So we talked about
Yes.
this.
And the last thing I'm going to talk about is the music side of you. I know I'm in the chorus and I'm in the choir at Notre Dame, and so, this has had a big impact on my life. And one thing is, the first part up there is GarageBand, the app. I know probably you've heard of GarageBand on the Macs, but the app is actually really cool because it's like little instruments on the iPad, and so, it helps you learn the instruments, it helps you use them. And I know in my chorus class right now, we have a spring concert in May, and we're actually writing our own song, and we're using the different instruments to create a backing track, which is so cool because I know a lot of people haven't had the opportunity to learn how to use different instruments and play them, and so it's really easy and it's actually really fun because they have some like smart instruments, so you just press the button of the chord you want to play and it plays it for you, so you can act like you're really good at it and tell people you're really good that you recorded it, but really it's kind of cheating. But it also offers assistance in learning how to play the instruments, which is really cool. And then the last thing is a video of our chorus, and what we do in chorus class is we record ourselves singing.
I'll stop it.
And we did that before the show, and we did it each week so we could see how we were growing in all the different pieces, but also we sat down and we watched them and we listened to them, and we critiqued how we were doing so we could hear as a class and we could see how we're standing, you know, is our posture off, are we not pronunciating the words, and we could hear the problem spots in our music so that way we could, you know, grow and make it really good for the show. And by the time we were at the show, we were used to performing in the theater, and we acted like the iPad was an audience, even though it wasn't. But then we could watch back and see, you know, what we needed to work on. And I know that's definitely a great benefit. And next, the people are going to talk about how it's benefited academically. And, you know, I think it's a two-sided thing. You know, it's helping academically, but it's also helping creatively. I know last year I was not a very creative person, but the iPad's kind of changed the way I've thought about things. You know, I've become more of a problem solver. The iPad, you know, you have issues with it. Like, you're going to have an issue with everything. But I think it's given us a new mentality of the way to think about it. If you have a problem, you think how to fix it. You don't go to someone for help. And, you know, everyone has an iPad. Everyone's had problems with it. We work together to fix it. So it's, you know, it's kind of helped us help each other, but it's also given a new mentality of how can I fix this instead of will you fix this for me. So, yeah. Is there any questions? Yes.
What's the name of the app that you used to do the cartoons that you were narrating?
Toontastic. It's a free app. She wants to play it, so. I just got it.
So how do you use the iPad to critique it? Do you talk about it afterwards?
Yeah, we have reflection sheets and Dropbox. It's a format, and so we pull it off the Dropbox into our Notability app, and we write. There's like different categories, and it's like a chart, and you say like, what do you think about the enunciation of the words? What do you think about, you know, are we on key, which sometimes we're not, believe me. Are you following the music right? And so we just turn them back in through Dropbox, so the teacher looks at them, and then she comes up with like a summary of everything, and then we talk about it. Is there any other questions?